Hey y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and today I have a Faith Decks process for you. So this is my Faith Decks. I keep it in a sweet little kind of Rolodex style box, and the idea of a Faith Decks is that each card is maybe a verse or a prayer or a moment that you want to remember in your faith journey. I love the Faith Deck system because the cards are really easy to make. They are quick and simple. They're a great way to kind of record those special moments in your faith journey. And so I'm going to create one today, show you how easy it is. I'm actually going to document a verse that was a verse of the day on January the 6th, because it was one of those times where my scripture writing plan and my Bible study plan like completely aligned. Two totally separate plans aligned perfectly on one day. And those are some of the moments that I know that God just wants you to really take note of something. So I'm going to document that verse, and I'm going to be using the January Hip Kit Club, or maybe this is December, the December Hip Kit Club kit, full of all these exclusives from the Hip Kit Club called Keeping Cozy. So I'm going to use some elements from that. And otherwise, it should be pretty simple. As always, I will list all of the supplies down below with links. Heads up, those are affiliate links. I really appreciate when you're able to shop those, because they do go towards supporting my channel without you having to pay any more. All right, let's go. Okay, I'm going to get started by just kind of looking through some of these supplies. Like I said, this is from the Hip Kit Club. This is the December kit, and it is so pretty. One of my goals this year, one of my resolutions, you might say, is to use the things I have in my stash. And I get a couple of different subscription kits each month from Felicity Jane and Hip Kit Club that I pay for and that I really like, but I find myself sometimes I don't use them. And so I'm going to try to be incorporating more of them into just my everyday projects, just little projects I like to do here and there. And that means some more faith decks creating and also some more card making, which I'm kind of excited about. So we'll see how that all goes. But I looked through the set. I loved the journaling tags that came in this kit, and I really, really love the snowflake paper. I do end up cutting into it, and you actually don't see very much of the snowflake, which makes me a little bit sad, but I used paper that I love, and I know it's there, and I know what the pattern is, and I still have some left over for another project another day. So nothing lost. I'm using my Fiskars paper trimmer. I've actually been getting a lot of questions about this paper trimmer recently. It's a pretty heavy duty one. I will definitely link it below. It is awesome. I love it. It's not cheap. It's definitely an investment, like anywhere between $75 and $100 is what I've seen it for, but it certainly does the job. So I really like it. So I cut down my card. I actually went a little bit larger than a 3x4. I'm just about a 4 1/4 and then 3 1/2, just because I have the freedom to have a little bit more room. So I went ahead and made my card bigger. Then I used the Heidi Swap Memory Decks punch on the bottom to punch those holes so that it will fit in my Faith Deck system. And now I'm just going to start embellishing my card a bit. You saw on the back there, I already attached a journaling pocket, and now I love this image of this girl kind of curled up in a chair, because that's kind of how my morning Bible study looks. And of course, this was a verse from my morning Bible study that totally related with my scripture plan and my Bible study. When it all came together, those, I call them like God winks. Like those are the times that God is really showing something, really hitting home. And so I take one of those tiny cards, take it over to my typewriter and type out the verse, which happens to be Psalm 116:2. And it says, "Because he turned his ear to me, I will call on him as long as I live." And the whole focus of the Bible study was about that God hears our prayers. God can hear you. He's hearing your prayers. He's answering them in his perfect timing. All right, so I took my card to my sewing machine and I added a zigzag stitch, and something funky happened on the back where it's not actually, it didn't like loop. I don't know. A setting was weird. And so I'm going to have to add some washi tape. I considered like tossing the whole card, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to waste supplies. So I'm adding some washi tape to support the back. I don't know what happened. I'm going to have to go play with my sewing machine to see if I can figure it out. I think I just had one of the settings just a little bit funky. So adding in washi tape just to secure that backing where the thread is. And I think it'll be fine just to have it on either side. I don't think top or bottom I'm going to need it. I guess we'll see how the card holds up. The cards don't go through much. They sit in my box and I flip through them every now and then. So I'm not worried about it holding up. And I still get the pretty zigzag pattern on the front. And as a bonus, I get to incorporate some washi tape for my stash. All right, I'm going to start nestling in my little pieces. I have my girl in her chair, I have the verse, and then I see this ephemera piece that says my favorite, which is perfect because it's my favorite when I'm getting to Bible study in the morning, have that quiet time. It's just by far one of my favorite parts of the day. It's so pleasant. It's one of the reasons I get up so early so that I can enjoy that time. So I'm going to add that on. And then I also end up finding a really pretty candle die cut piece, and I'm going to add that in because I do like to have a candle going in my craft room all of the time when I sit in here, because I love that my craft room smells so good. I have 3 kids, including 2 little boys, so sometimes my house gets stinky. So I love a candle, love a good candle. Okay, got my journaling card in the back where there's that little pocket. I cut down another piece of that craft paper and I'm adding some washi tape at the top just to bring in that pattern a little bit more. And because I have my girl kind of going up and over the card, you see that it hangs over the top, that white piece. And so to kind of block that out, I'm adding this snowflake ephemera, and that gives me a place to grab the card and pull it. And it also kind of blocks out the white that overhangs the back, if that makes sense. So you can see I put it in and it blocks out a little bit of it, not all of it, but just a little bit here and there, which is nice. All right, looking through to see if I want to end up adding any more ephemera. I don't think so. I think it probably has enough, so it's probably time to do some journaling. On this particular day, I had already done a really long prayer journal entry. In this one, it's just a quick one using my Archer and Olive acrylic graph pens or markers. And I am using it to just write a quick note, thanking God for always listening to me, for giving me these little signs here and there, and for the fact that I can always lay my anxieties at His feet and release them to Him. One last little step will be to add a date with a roller date stamp. I don't always date my Faith Decks cards, but because this was one of those moments where things kind of aligned, I thought it'd be important to remember the date. So have that there, and then my Faith Decks card is done. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider hitting that subscribe button as well as the bell notification button. I will definitely link the supplies I can down below. Some of those will be affiliate links, heads up. It doesn't cost you anymore, but it does go a long way to supporting this channel. So I really appreciate when you're able to shop those. I hope that you have a fabulous day. And as always, keep it creative.